Jon Bellion is one of the most talented artists of our generation. How did he get there? Let's check it out. Jon was born in 1990 in Lake Grove, New York. He grew up in a musical household, and from an early age, his parents encouraged him to pursue his passion for music. Growing up, Jon says that some of his biggest musical inspirations were Kanye West, Eminem, and John Mayer. I find this really cool because I actually hear all three of those influences in his music. I can hear Kanye West's production, I hear Eminem's cadence and the way Jon says lyrics, and I mean, obviously I hear John Mayer's influence just because Jon has always had just a really meticulous way of writing really eye-grabbing lyrics. In 2011, Jon released his first mixtape, Scattered Thoughts Volume 1. This mixtape got the attention of rapper B.O.B., who invited Jon to open for him on his nationwide tour that year. This was Jon's first big break and really opened a lot of doors for him in the music industry. Then, in 2012, Jon signs with Visionary Music Group. Visionary Music Group is also the label of rapper Logic. In 2012, Jon won his first Grammy for writing the chorus to The Monster for Eminem, which is really cool because, as I said in the beginning of the video, Eminem was one of his biggest influences growing up. Then, in 2015, Jon started to get a little bit more attention over the internet as he started to release some songs jointly with Capitol Records, songs like Woodstock, Woke the Up, and All Time Low. This is actually the time period that Jon came onto my radar. I actually vividly remember hearing All Time Low before it even was officially released. It was just a track on YouTube at the time. I even remember a YouTuber I watched at the time, FaZe Rain, had Jon's song All Time Low as his outro. Then in 2016, Jon releases his first official album, The Human Condition, and you better believe one of my most prized possessions is my signed copy of it. Jon released 3 singles leading up to the release of this album, which was Guillotine, Maybe I Don't Know, and 80s Films. The album itself debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Top 200 chart. And also, the song Guillotine actually reached number 10 on the Billboard Rock charts. This actually surprised me because I don't consider this song a rock song, but I'm just glad Jon got some recognition. As you probably know, the album artwork for this project features a cartoon picture of Jon on the front, and this is actually because he was trying to get the attention of Disney and Pixar because one of his main goals is to make music for movies. And he thought that if he put this picture on the front, Disney might think that this was actually a soundtrack for one of their movies already and would get him into the door to start talking to them. Then, in 2018, Jon released his second album, Glory Sound Prep, which the first single off the album was Conversations with My Wife. This is one of my favorite songs Jon has released just because of the beautiful songwriting on it. Let's take a deep dive into the lyrics here. In Conversations with My Wife, Jon says, "Will you love me when my phone turns off? I don't want to be some digital Jesus. No more followers, we'll both get lost when it's me and you inside real life." And I think this is so cool because even though he's pursuing this career as a big pop star, he still just wants his wife to see him as a normal person at the end of the day. Another one of my favorite songs on this project is Stupid Deep, just because I think it has such a great message for all the people that struggle with mental health in our country. This song is especially cool to me because I know that Jon released a bunch of tapes that he showed the making of the songs on this project, and just the pure utter emotion he had in the studio when recording this is so cool and raw, and you can definitely hear it when you listen to the track. This is actually something really cool that he does. He actually makes videos showing the making of songs. He'll show the presets he uses, where the beat comes from, bringing in players for the songs, and I think as a fellow musician, I find the process really cool, and I'm really glad that he's a musician that actually does this. And not only has Jon released some great music himself, but he's also written and produced a bunch of hits for other artists, such as Memories for Maroon 5, Trumpets for Jason Derulo, and Holy for Justin Bieber. You can actually find some of the old demos of Jon online. Take a listen to Jon singing Justin's song Holy.
That the way you hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, feel so holy, 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 holy.
Jon actually wrote and produced a lot of Justin Bieber's Justice album. He actually wrote the song Ghost about the passing of his grandmother. The coolest and almost kind of weird part of this record, though, to me is you can pick out words and phrases on this record where Justin isn't even singing. A true Jon Bellion fan knows that it's actually Jon. Listen to Jon sing this one phrase on Justin Bieber's song Hold On. And lastly, in 2019, Jon actually launched his own record label, Beautiful Mind Records, signing the band Lawrence. I actually saw Jon on tour the year that he signed Lawrence, and he brought Lawrence on as the first opener, and man, they killed their set, had a full horn section, and if you haven't heard their music, I definitely think you should check it out. And speaking of seeing Jon on tour, if you're a Jon Bellion fan and haven't seen him live, you have to. It's one of the most hyped concerts I've been to. He's so talented live, gets the crowd hype, and it was so cool. He even did this thing where he actually builds a song live on stage. He'll like little beatbox something to the bassist, to the drummer, to the guitar player, like do licks like just like with the notes from his mouth, and they'll actually build a live song on stage. Jon is honestly one of my favorite artists. I think he's super underrated, and I hope he starts to make some more music here soon after he gets done producing for Justin Bieber. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment your favorite Jon Bellion song below, and subscribe for more videos like this. We'll see you next time.